So hello guys, let's talk about something very important. It's about secondary school football. You know, secondary school football occupies a very important role in talent development all over the world. But here we're talking about Nigeria because a particular bank, and that's West Africa's premier leading bank, and of course the leading financial inclusion service provider in Nigeria, First Bank, has taken the bull by the horns. And guess what First Bank is doing? First Bank has come up with the Samuel Okoraji Under-16 National Tournament. I mean, it's pan-Nigeria, all over Nigeria, secondary school. So if you are in secondary school, this is your time to, hug the headlines because First Bank is focusing on you. And guess what? The managing director of First Bank, Mr. Olusegun Alebiosho, said football is the strongest unifier of Nigerians. Fact. And of course, it brings communities together. Of course, when you're playing football, communities, people come together. It nurtures talents. The biggest of it all, it nurtures talents. And opportunity for talents, to get to the next level. There's so many. Osime played secondary school football. And of course, this time around, First Bank is making a deliberate incursion into grassroots football. Deliberate, because when First Bank decides to do something, they do it so well. And this time around, grassroots football will never be the same because First Bank is making a deliberate incursion into grassroots development to create an enabling environment for the next generation. We already have the current generation, Osime, Akor, and Co. And what are we looking for? The next generation, the future. First Bank is already looking ahead to get that future for us. And of course, the plan is to not just discover, to refine coaching, turn them around and maximize their potentials. Grassroots players have potentials. First Bank is here now to maximize this potential, to take care of the future of Nigerian football. And if I was in secondary school, if I were anyone in secondary school, this is the time to focus on football. Of course, education is good. Education and football, a fantastic combination, I must tell you. And this comes under First Bank's strategic First at Sport initiative. First Bank calls it the First at Sports initiative. And guess what? Since 1919, First Bank has sponsored the Georgian Cup polo tournament in Kaduna State. 1919. Get your calculator and calculate. 105 years. Over a century, First Bank has been consistent in sponsoring polo. Like I said, it comes under the First at Sports initiative. Tennis, the Dollar Hat Cup. For over 65 years, First Bank has been sponsoring this Dollar Hat Cup. Of course, there is the National Sports Festival recent in Ogun State last year, the Southwest Games also last year, and of course, First Bank is the only bank in Nigeria that has a football team for boys and a basketball team for girls. The basketball team is called Elephant Girls. The football team is called Elephant Boys. And guess what? These guys are played in the old Division 1 with teams like Abiola, Babes, NMB, IITC Shooting Stars. They had Fatai Amao, who played in the national team, became an under-17 coach. Wasiu Ikpaye, one of them too, played for Nigeria at the Ojas 19 Nations Club, played under 22 for Nigeria in Moscow, with the Flying Eagles. And so First Bank has done a lot, to nurture talent. They also sponsor chess. There's a chess tournament called Chess Masters. First Bank is sponsoring that. Then golf. The golf tournament in the Koyi Club, Lagos Amateur Golf Tournament in Abeokuta. It's named after former President Olusegun Obasanjo. First Bank also sponsors that. So you look at all First Bank is doing under the First at Sports initiative, and now grassroots football is the latest pull to come under this. So expect First Bank, the giant, in sports, to get you the next generation of future stars in Nigeria. Again, it's a deliberate incursion into grassroots football. First Bank, only First Bank can do this.